One of the really useful things about the milk goats is that they can be fed very easily with what people have on the farms. A cow is just too big an animal. You need some grass for it to graze on, or you need to plant something specially for the cow. For a goat, what the farmers have, they can feed to the goat. Most of the crops that are grown, things like maize, sweet potatoes, ground nuts, beans, the leaves and the dried stalks and so on can be fed to the goats. This plant, although it's been consciously grown as herbal medicine, it's just something that grows wild in the bush. This feeding rack that we've got here is a very simple improvisation, but it makes the fodder much cleaner so the goats stay free of worms. So once again we've got an example of clean feeding. They've taken care not to let the branches drop into the dung in the goat house. It's been suspended using rope in this case. The goats will eat the leaves, and then the sticks that are left will become firewood. Who's looking after it? You're the one? Okay. Yeah. So you will need to make sure that it's regularly dewormed because of the way it's being kept here. But it's in good condition. In many of the areas we're working in, it's very hilly. Now that's a problem because as people try to squeeze more and more production out of the land, there's more tendency for getting loss of soil, even landslips in some areas. But if they could plant trees to preserve the land, then that would be a good long-term benefit. The problem is, in the short term, it takes up some land. But when the tree leaves also feed the goats, that provides a real incentive for people to plant trees with a long-term environmental benefit, but also a direct nutritional benefit for the family because they're now getting milk from the goat. These trees here that he's grown from cuttings provide shelter for the bananas, but one of the reasons why he's planted them now is to feed the goats. And this is something we found with VI tree planting, that it was much easier for them to encourage people to do agroforestry and to plant more trees when the goats were there. Yeah. What the farmers would do, they'd bring tree branches to feed the goats, and then the manure from the goats then goes on the garden. So it's not just that they're using the crop residues that are returned. If they're bringing in tree branches, if you like, from outside, that's bringing fertiliser onto the farm. Now that good green colour in the maize, that shows there's good nitrogen in the soil, which is one of the things you get from the goat manure.